Yo, what's up, I'm film enthusiast, and welcome back to another review. So I just got done watching Haunted Mansion from 2023, the new reboot, and here's my honest and spoiler-free review. So in this movie, we follow a single mom named Gabby, hires a tour guide, a physicist, a priest, and a historian to help exorcise their newly bought mansion after discovering it's inhabited by ghosts. Haunted Mansion, man. I remember watching the first movie when I was a child and just absolutely loving it. I got so scared once. I just absolutely loved the original 2003 movie. You can find my review on that movie down in the description. But bringing us 20 years later with the new reboot of this awesome movie, my first thoughts were I just enjoyed it. I was walking out of the theater so happy. And it's not the best, but it's so fun, and here's why. My experience with this movie was just so amazing. Going into this, I had so much expectations for what I'm going to witness, and it was just a blast from start to finish. And when you look at reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, like many people hate this movie. Like, I don't understand why. Honestly, it's probably my favorite family-friendly horror movie now. And now jumping on to some specifics, we have the acting of this movie. Lakeith Stanfield was amazing in the lead role with his performance in the emotional scene, and he got this emotional backstory of grief throughout the whole movie. And then we have like someone I found very funny in this movie, Owen Wilson as Father Kent. He was amazing in this role. He definitely was the funniest character of the entire movie. I laughed at him so many times with his humor. And then we have Rosario Dawson as Gabby and Chase Dillon as Travis. Just amazing characters, and they also have like a grieving backstory with she being a single mom, so you probably know what happened. So and the way they explained everyone's backstory and how they joined the team was amazing. Like Owen Wilson as Father Kent, Danny DeVito's character, and more. They have their moments, the like explanations, and they are honestly just so likable in this movie. They are likable characters from all the funny moments in this movie, but Owen Wilson character definitely the funniest. Like I said, I laughed at him so many times during these funny scenes, and also Danny DeVito's character, he was funny in many of the scenes. Even though I laughed at it so many times, the humor in this movie isn't for everyone. The humor in this movie is very like corny, campy, dorky. So not everyone is going to find the humor in this movie funny as I did. And then we have the CGI and kind of scariness. Of course, it's a Disney Haunted Mansion movie based on the actual ride at Disneyland. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect if someone goes in to this movie expecting it to be jump scares, heavily like freaking Conjuring level? Seriously?
What's wrong with you?
And it's not scary. Maybe if you're very, very young, like 2 years old, and you go watch this movie, maybe you find these faces and these ghosts actual scary. But if you're like older than 2 years old, I think you will not find this scary at all. I will say though, the CGI actually look really, really good. It is definitely a step up from the 2003 movie, but I found those CGI moments not half bad. Unlike the CGI on the ghost is actually amazing, and especially with the main villain of this movie, the close-up scenes and everything about him and the CGI is honestly just amazing. So honestly, I just walked out of that theater so happy with this movie. But yeah, it's not a perfect movie. I did say not everyone is going to love the humor, and that is true. And I do also understand why critics don't really like this movie. Because, yeah, there are some spooky elements, I guess, if you're 2 years old. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's not really for me because I'm a die-hard fan of horror. You can see all my horror things right over there. Just horror in general, I absolutely love. So I'm not scared, of course. What do you think I am? But the thing that bothers me a lot about this movie is the humor. Yes, I said I found the humor honestly just funny and enjoyable. It's not because it wasn't enjoyable. It's because the humor it's just way too much. Yes, there's some moments where the movie takes it serious enough, but then it get ruined by the corny jokes every single time. So I did laugh most of the time, but it's still just way too much humor and jokes. I wanted this movie to take the horror elements, make it really good, and have it be actually a bit scary. Of course, not too much, but it's Disney. But just turn down the jokes and humor, please. Like, why do you need to have so much humor? I guess maybe some people find it funny, but other times, for me at least, like I said, for me, just I laugh at it, but it's just way too much. If I were to give it a word, like I said, unbalanced. Honestly, this movie is unbalanced. We have spooky moments, then we have just way too much jokes, and then some emotional moments that doesn't hit all of the time. You won't be like crying as you did probably in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm guessing. It's actually a bit sad, of course. When they just try to balance it all together, it doesn't work on this movie. This movie is unbalanced, honestly. Something I also want to mention, this movie is very predictable. And with this being 2 hours long, they could have turned down some scenes, like cut some part of this. Even with, for me at least, the runtime felt like. But I can see why it's probably too long. At least turn down a half an hour. So this movie is 1.5 hours long. But that's honestly, yeah. So for Haunted Mansion 2023, I'm giving cinematography 3 points. Honestly, some of the scenes in this movie were pretty cool and well shot, especially with the one scene where like a room is rotating or a room is stretching. So it does serve those 3 points for me. And now with the acting and dialogue, giving it 2 points, as you expected. Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Chase Dillon did just an amazing role, and then we have Owen Wilson as Father Kent, amazing. He was definitely the funniest in this movie. And then, like I said, and then we have like the humor. Like I said, it doesn't land with me 100% of the time. It's just way too much, honestly. It's just way too much humor. It's unbalanced. Now with the storytelling, I'm giving it 2 points. This movie isn't perfect, but I still enjoyed it, and like I said, the story is very unbalanced and very predictable at the end. Now, did I like it? Does it deserve one more point? Yeah, I liked it. Not the perfect movie, but I walked out of that theater very happy with this movie. So if I just add those up, that will be 7 points. With 1 bonus point, that will be 8 points. So with that, I will be ranking this movie an 8 out of 10. Or a 4 out of 5 stars if you count Letterboxd, Rotten Tomatoes, or any other ranking places with stars. But now, if I were to give it a critically rating, I would have to give it a C+. I will definitely recommend you watch this in theater. It's really fun, but you might not enjoy this movie so much like I did, and maybe you don't have the nostalgia as in the Disney ride or like the first movie like I had. And maybe the jokes doesn't land for you, but I will still recommend you guys watch this movie in theaters. But yeah, that's just my review of this movie. What did you think about it? What did you like? What do you dislike about this movie? So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. So don't forget to like and subscribe. That means so much to me. It's free and it takes 1 second, and you will help out my channel and maybe get me to that goal. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.